All right, what's going on? This is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro studios. Today we're talking about real estate wholesaling, smart wholesaling versus old school wholesaling. This is the 10th part of a 17 video series. And so make sure you go watch part 1 through 9 if you're just landing here for the first time. Also, if you're landing here for the first time, my name is Ola. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to this channel because everything real estate wholesaling, especially in the digital age, if you want to be a smart wholesaler, this is where you're going to learn it. The other channels will basically teach you everything real estate wholesaling, but they don't necessarily teach you with respect to this time and age. So basically, you want to make sure that you're operating that business and the year that you live in as you were operating in the year that you live in. Primarily, your job in real estate wholesaling is marketing. Okay. And if you don't market as you would in the year that you live in, you will struggle. Okay. So this is part 10 of a 17 part series. And basically, today's quote: the old school business model spends time. Okay. Today's quote, I'm starting again. The old school business model spends time, money, and resources on trying to market to cold real estate prospects, while the smart wholesalers leverage existing hot prospects that are already in the game but struggling to close their first or next deal. Okay, so this is something I want to elaborate heavy on. Okay, um, if you've been paying attention to this series, there's something that keeps becoming more of a recurrent thing. I want to stress a little bit more to you, and that's the fact that you are primarily a marketer, and marketing costs money. Okay, it costs time, it costs energy, it costs resources, and that's the part that you really need to focus on. That's the part that determines the sustainability of your real estate wholesaling business. You could have all the money in the world. Maybe if you have $10,000, not just one time, every month. Okay, if your budget is $10,000, it needs to be that every month. Okay, when I tell you what's your monthly marketing budget, you need to think of it in terms of every month. Okay, so if you have $10,000 to spend every month indefinitely, then you may be in a better place and you probably don't need this video. Okay. However, if that's not the case, if you know that you are limited on time, money, energy, resources that you know is going to take an investment for you to market and build your business, then you want to stay tuned and pay attention to what I'm about to share with you in this video. The topic, the quote I just shared with you, needs me to elaborate it on it and needs me to kind of like explain things word for word, because this is the number one reason why a lot of people will not last in this business, or why a lot of people will not get to their first or their next deal or any kind of deal ever. Okay, because again, it's a game of the survival of the fittest. This is entrepreneurship at its very core, and it's going to require some kind of hacking. It's going to require a little bit more than math. See, if it was just math, if it was as easy as 1 + 1 = 2, everyone else would be doing it, right? So clearly it's not. And chances are you can prove that because you've tried to do this and it's not working out well for you. Maybe you've tried everything else the guru have already taught you. Go to the local meetings, send out direct mailing, send out letters to pre-foreclosures, to vacant properties, out of state owners. Maybe you've tried all those things, but you haven't yet secured your first deal and you're wondering, what the heck, right? So, as for me, why am I qualified to tell you this? Well, what I'm going to tell you is that if you've closed more than 40 deals already, you can leave this video. Just shut the video down and keep it moving because there's probably nothing for me to teach you. Okay. But if you're trying to close your first, second deal, then you probably should stick around. If you've closed less than 40 deals, you probably should stick around. But you may, if it's very recent, maybe you have something going for you, right? But if you feel like, yes, I can learn something new, I can definitely save some money. I'm spending way too much money on marketing and I'm not seeing as fast a result as I thought it would be. Like a lot of people think it's a turnkey, and you're finding out that it's not really turnkey. But I want you to stick around because I want to explain this quote in details. This is part 10 of a 17 part series. Again, we're talking about smart wholesaler versus old school wholesaler. See, it's okay to be old school in a world where you just live by yourself and you know that no one tree makes a forest, right? It's okay to live completely old school and just follow the gurus, even if they're teaching you strategies from 1960s, right? It's okay to do that when you're by yourself. But unfortunately, you're in a world where you don't live by yourself, okay? You're in a world where there's a marketplace, there's a market force that affects everything you do, affects your bottom line, affects how much you spend on marketing. So you have to pay attention, okay? Because the amount you spend on marketing will determine directly your bottom line, the kind of profit you take home, because that's expenses that you basically have to calculate against the revenue you bring in. So if you close $30,000 deal 6 months from now, you basically have to do all the math. Okay, for you to know the true profit that you have to do all the math of how much money, time, energy, resources you spent on this, and then find the difference between that and that amount, and then you have your true profit. Okay, and chances are usually you'll be in the negative. That doesn't mean you can't change your life if you close one deal. I'm just saying, for most people, 99% of real estate wholesalers, they are never going to close a deal, and if they do, they're going to struggle to close the second, and then most of them will never close a third. Okay, because the first question I ask people is that, have you closed any deal before? And yes, a few people, not a lot, but a few people that actually say yes, they're struggling to get the next one because they probably got lucky on the first one. And that's very few. Majority, 99% have not closed a deal before, and yet they're seeing all these testimonials, right? Testimonials of people driving for dollars and they close the deal. Testimonials of people knocking on doors and they close the deal, right? So basically, I want to help you to position yourself so that you can have deals coming to you, okay, as opposed to you chasing after deals, okay? And I also want to help you so you can make money even if you don't close a deal. Okay, it's a one way direction way of thinking to think that you need to close a deal in order to make money, and then you also increases the chances that you never close a deal if you're waiting to close a deal before you make money. Because at the end of the day, you know that there's two major problems that most people run into. Okay, there's two major problems that most people run into with this business. Okay, it's lack of leads and lack of money. Okay. And I say leads, I mean people calling you and saying, yes, help me. Okay. I think there's a third one. Okay. And I'm hiding this. Okay. So you can pay attention here for the rest of this video. So make sure you stick around to the end because I got something that I'm going to tell you. Okay. Lack of skills. You really need skills. Okay. You need skills. See, everything can move. The market can shift. There could be recession, but you need skills. Because if you have skills, you can basically withstand any kind of struggle that may come your way in this business. Okay. And skills comes from practice, comes from practicing, comes from being around the business and doing it over and over again. Then you build skills, right? But unfortunately, this game was sold to a lot of people who really expect to make a flip and make 30 grand overnight. Now, if you've done that, congratulations to you, but you got lucky. Really, what you should be looking for is a skill that you can learn so you can do it over and over again without needing luck, without needing hope. Okay. So, with that being said, I want to dive into that quote, okay, and break it down into the different pieces in that little paragraph because I think it's going to affect the rest of your business as you move along here. Okay. So I'm going to read it again, but this time I'm going to slow down. The old school business model spends time, money, and resources. Okay. You can add energy to that list on trying to market to cold real estate prospects. What do I mean by cold? Cold means somebody that has never met you before, somebody that has never been exposed to your brand before. And worse, for a lot of people, people that are not really in the market looking to buy in the first place. Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with marketing to those people. It's just a lot more expensive because now not only do you have to sell them your product, you first of all have to sell them on why they need your product, right? You have to sell them on what and why, right? The smart wholesalers are just selling the house, okay? The people they're selling to already know the what, they already know the why, okay? and they're just looking for how. Am I making sense? I need you to pay attention. Okay. So you have the who, what, where, how, why, all these questions that you really should be asking in any business you ever get involved in ever again in your life. When you're marketing, somebody needs to have answers to all those things, because the problem with a lot of people is that if you most people don't have answers to those things, so people don't stick with them. But if you have answers to those things and you publish those answers, what people will chase after you become, because obviously you've done the research, you know the answers to those things, and you're naturally by default the expert in the game, right? But I'm going to focus on just three of those right now, which is the what, why, and how. Okay, those are the three major ones you need to focus on. So for example, if you're selling solutions to pre-foreclosures, you're selling solutions to distressed motivated sellers, right? You need to understand the you need to understand the what, the why, and the how. Okay, now in order to bring your job down to just the how, there's a part of that that I need you to focus on, and that's who. Okay, so now we're gonna add who, what, why, how. Okay, woot, who. I'm confusing myself here, but I know what I'm talking about, and I know you know, right? The who, the what, the why, and the how. Okay, so the who is, who are you talking to? Who is your audience, right? Who are the people that your marketing is targeting, right? That's something that I'm trying to suggest to you today. Okay, so I'm going to suggest that to you. You answer that. The prospect doesn't need to answer that. The prospect don't care for that. You targeted them because you know what the who is. Okay, or you know who the who's are, right? The people you're trying to attract. Okay, so chances are, if you stumbled across this video, you already know you're looking for not just distressed properties, you're looking for motivated sellers. One of the mistakes that people make when they're driving for dollars is they don't realize that all they're collecting on that list is just distressed properties. This distressed properties does not produce money. Okay, what produces money and the product is motivated sellers. Okay, so really what you should be always looking for is motivated sellers, right? But also on the other end, you're looking for buyers. I don't care if it's cash or not, just buyers, qualified buyers. Okay, you're looking for buyers that you can assign your contracts to, right? That's what a real estate wholesaling is about, right? You put a house under contract for less, you assign that contract for an assignment fee to a buyer. That's what this business is about, right? But those are woos. Those are woos, right? You need motivated sellers and you need buyers. Okay. Now, a smart wholesaling, if you're a brand new person, I am suggesting that you focus your energy on looking for buyers, because one place where the market is lacking is buyers. The market does not have buyers. The market depends on that same list, that 200 people list that the gurus are selling to buy their properties. And then they wonder why they're struggling. We need to bring more buyers into the marketplace as opposed to bringing just wholesalers into the marketplace. Okay, the gurus continue to bring new wholesalers into the marketplace that really needs to be buying. Okay, so again, we're still talking about the who that you need to focus on, the who that you need to target with your marketing. Okay, because you're a marketer, right? The who that you need to target, that's what we're focused on right now. So once we know, we're gonna know what the who the who's are by the end of this video. I promise we're gonna know who the who's are. So that's why you want to stick around till I finished this video, and you want to watch this video 3 to 5 times to really get a full grasp of what I'm saying here. Okay, all right, so now let's talk about the what and the why. Okay, the what and the why is, the what for a motivated seller is what I'm gonna buy the property that you don't want from you. I'm gonna solve that problem of you having that property on your books. We're gonna remove that property from your books. How? It depends on what's the situation. Are you owing much more than the property is worth? Then we have to do a short sale. The how, blah blah blah, all that stuff. You can work. It's really not your problem to worry about that. But yes, figure that out, or have another partner or somebody who knows how to do that to get that done. Subject to buying, lease option, all that house. Those are house, right? The what is, I'm gonna buy the property. That's my services. I buy houses. That's the services, right? Or the services I'm gonna help you expand could be, I sell houses that are discounted. Okay, or no, I sell contracts that are discounted. Okay, contracts that are attached to discounted sales price that gives me the option to buy properties at discounted sales prices, right? Those are basically the house and the what and the house. But I'm telling you right now, we want to remove all of that, okay? Because part of your traditionally, part of what the whole school wholesaler has to worry about is the who, the what, the why, and then the hows. But I want to reduce this to how, okay? So the smart wholesaler basically only worry about the hows, okay? Because these people that you're dealing with, that you're targeting, the who's, are already sold on real estate. Okay, that's why we call them the warm, especially I like calling them the hot prospect. They're already sold on real estate. They may just be in the wrong lane. They may be chasing after real estate wholesale deals. They may be chasing after a guru trying to do like the gurus are doing without thinking leverage, right? They may be chasing after many things, right? But your responsibility is to bring your job down, like simplify your job, okay? Because this business is actually very simple, but because we have complicated human brains, we're complicated because we're trying to be somebody else, okay? You can actually leverage what other people are doing without not trying to be somebody else. Okay. Number one thing with trying to be somebody else is that there's only one thing that's going to be unique in this marketplace, and that's you. We call it you incorporated. You, your own brand. Okay. People will decide to do business with you based on them knowing, liking, and trusting you. KLT factor, right? They get to know you, they fall in love with the idea of working with you because they feel like you've helped them solve a few problems by answering a few questions already. And then by default, they've chosen that they want to do business with you. So people do business with people, not companies. Okay. Which is why I don't like when people go around and say, hey, should I put my LLC together? LLC is only good on paper. It's not good for your business and face to face. People want to know that they're talking to Ola. They want to know that they can trust Ola. People do business with you, or you being a representative of a company, but not with the company. Okay, it's based on how they feel. Okay, so now let's go back to the main topic. All right, I'm digressing, but I need to so you can get a full grasp of what I'm saying. Okay, so you have two choices. Okay, based on today's quote. Okay, you can go spend your money, your marketing money, your marketing dollars on people that you now have to sell on the what and the why, right? Or you can spend the because now you have to do more work because you have to basically answer all those questions, right? The who, the what, the why, the how. You have to answer all four questions. Somebody has to answer all four questions in order for someone to decide to buy from you. Okay. But now, what I'm telling you, the smart wholesalers, they leverage existing hot prospects. Basically, they are leveraging people that already know the answer to the who, right? The what, right? The why, they already know that. They're just looking for how to solve their problems. So it reduces your work by over, like it takes out 75% of the work, right? They're already hot. It may be fewer people, but they're highly targeted, qualified prospects. Okay. They're already in the game, but they're struggling to figure out how to close their first or their next deal. Those are your best prospects. And yes, some of them are going to be wholesaler wannabes, but you know what? They need you because many of them don't belong in the wholesaling. They need to be buying and renting to hold. Some of them need to be structuring in property management. Some of them need to be just part of the puzzle, not necessarily the main man. Okay. There's a lot of people trying to be the main man and one man business. And there's no such thing in this business because one tree, again, never makes a forest, right? Some of them need to be a part of a bigger movement, a part of a bigger community so they can create joint ventures, right? Majority of the deals you're going to close in this game is going to come from joint ventures. Okay, there's no such thing as a long-term person who just closes all the deals by themselves. It's joint ventures. Why are the gurus so fond of building property? They build property acquisition managers because these are essentially people that they've partnered with to help them bring more deals to the table so they can eat a lot more faster, a lot more frequently. Okay, while the newbies are busy trying to do the business by themselves. They send all the mailings themselves. They don't get results. They get frustrated. Most of them get frustrated out of the business. Okay, you need to understand that this is a game of a community. You need to be a part of a community. You need to be a part of a movement. You need to be a part of a network. Okay. You can go to any platform. Why is Max Maxwell? Why does he have the wholesale elite group? Why does Mr. Jay Morrison have this new thing he just started with the Tulsa real estate group investment thing? Why do they have all these communities, right? Why do they have their own tribe? Because it's called leverage. The name of the business game is leverage. Your own resources by itself, I don't care how rich you are, will never be good enough to close deals consistently over and over and over again. Okay. So now, with that being said, again, the smart wholesalers are very, very aware about this. They understand that one tree never makes a forest. They understand they need to be a part of a community. They understand the power of joint ventures. Okay. They understand that this game is a game of, it takes a village. Okay. It takes a village. All right. And that's the way it works. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've closed tons of deals, and there's not one single deal where I didn't have to partner with somebody. Okay. Sometimes I end up partnering with my attorney. Sometimes I end up partnering with my title guy. Okay. Sometimes I end up partnering with people that are real estate, mortgage guys, right? There's always some level of partnership going on in order to close the next deal. There's no such thing as you keep all 100% of the money. It's just not the nature of real estate as a business in the first place. Okay. So with that being said, if you have some time, some money and resources to spend, the best place where you can spend that money is not on cold prospects. Okay. It's not on the person that's still fresh in the game, and they're not even fresh. They're not even in the game yet. You're now trying to sell them, hey, you should, let me give you an example. Okay. When you set up first time home buyer seminar, those are basically cold prospects. Those people are typically not going to decide to buy a house ever, or at the very minimum, it will take them 6 months to a year before they get to that point where they're buying a house. And your attention span as a new business owner is not that long. You're basically going to think the business doesn't work before that happens, and you're going to be frustrated out of the business. Okay. Now, there's a way to market to hot prospects that already went through that first time home buyer seminar thing. They already went through their first real estate. Even some of them already spent $40,000 with a guru to learn how to do real estate, but they're still struggling. That person is your best prospect. How do you target those people in marketing? It's going to be the best money you spend. If you spend times 2 money in marketing, your marketing budget on that kind of marketing, you will still reap 10 times the profit, because number one, the time you spend on figuring that out is a lot less. Okay. And people, the sales cycle from the point that you encounter that person to the point that they're locking in a transaction is a lot shorter. You're collecting revenues a lot more faster, right? And plus, these are the people that can potentially become partners or refer more people to you. They've already gone through all the BS in the game, right? But they're still hard prospect. It's a lot fewer people, but a lot more profitable prospects for your business. Okay. Let me repeat that. A lot more fewer people, but a lot more profitable. Because remember, they are fewer because the game has already eliminated the cold prospects, most of which are not going to do business with you. Okay. So how do you target people with your marketing? How do you target people that will increase your average customer value? Okay. I want you to write that down. Average customer value, average client value. What is the average client value in your business right now? For many of you, 99% is zero. But if you're already doing some business, what is how many prospects do you have to talk to before you close a $10,000 deal, right? If you have to talk to 20 people, right? Divide $10,000 by 20. Okay. If you divide $10,000 by 20, you now have $500 per client. That's your average customer value. How would you like to increase that? By simply working with people that are a lot more pre-qualified, spending your marketing dollars on people that are a lot more pre-qualified than people that are starting off fresh, cold prospect. How would you like to spend all your marketing dollars, 100% of your marketing dollars on hot prospects? Okay, people that are already in the game, people that you can help improve themselves, people that you can help with education, because that's the fastest way for you to add value into the game. I talked about that on the previous session, right? The fastest way, there are two ways you can add value to this game. You can help educate people that are struggling. Okay, again, the money you make is going to be directly proportional to how much value you had to the marketplace, right? So number one, education. By bringing more education to the right people, because you don't want to be bringing education to cold prospects. Okay, cold prospects, most of them are not ready to buy. Now you have to sell them. Let them go through free YouTube videos on how to do that before they get to you. But now they're pre-qualified, right? So that's number one way to add value. The second way to add value in this marketplace for real estate wholesalers is become the person that bring buyers to the table. Not only can you bring buyers to the table for real estate wholesalers that are established and know how to find deals already, or they have the pockets to continue to spend money the old school way. They have the deep pockets, right? They have the marketing resources and budget to continue to find. You can bring buyers to the table for those people. That's a very open space where you can add a lot of value. Not only can you add value to real estate wholesalers this way, you can add value to real estate agents this way. They will love you to death for basically knowing how to produce quality leads of buyers. It doesn't have to be retail buyers. It could be retail buyers. It could be buyers from inside of your community, your real estate wholesaling community, because most wholesalers need to be buying. That's what they need to be doing. Okay. So your target marketing, I want you, if this is not clear to you, ask me in the comment area below. Okay. Your target market starting from today, if you watch this video, are wholesalers. Okay, how do I know? Because 99% of wholesalers are not making money, and chances are, if you're listening to me, you're one of them. Okay, they're not making money chasing after $20,000, $30,000 days. I don't care how long they could drive 90 hours per day, which doesn't exist. There's only 24 hours in a day, right? They could drive 90 hours per day driving for dollars. They're still not going to find a deal. It's just the way it works. Okay, all those people have no business trying to chase $20,000, $30,000 deals. They can build $100,000 a month business by actually learning how to build an empire. You can be the person to help them get to that point. You can be the person to help them start buying and renting and holding. Okay, you can be the person that brings education. This education I'm sharing with you, you can be the person to help bring that education to them. Like, listen, old school wholesaling is dead. The idea of there's just enough deal for everybody when you send out a letter, you find people calling you, is dead. Why? Because it's called a marketplace. It's called demand and supply, and there's oversupply of letters in the game. Okay, so now the one thing that's undersupplied right now is buyers and education, a proper education on how the dynamics of every business changes with time. Because real estate wholesaling has changed. It's different from the way it was in 2005 or 1960. Okay, so it's time to change, to switch something up and do things a little bit different. So why real estate wholesaling? Well, because again, you flip a house that's discounted. So the issue that we're having here is not necessarily that you can still flip a discounted house for profit. The issue is that it's very hard for most newbies to find the first and the next deal. It's just very hard because they're focused on the wrong strategies. Okay, they're focused on the wrong place to add value to the marketplace. So again, if you're watching this and this doesn't make sense to you, chances are you're brand new in the business and you're stuck on the old school strategies and you're trying to execute on that and fail at it first. And that's okay, because that's the point in this video. Sometimes you have to go through that before you can find the value in this video. But if you know that you're done with that and you want to learn digital age, modern age marketing, and how to run a business like a smart wholesaler, aka building an empire, then you absolutely must go to myEmpirePRO.com, download the book Empire Lifestyle Secrets. That's what you want to do right now. It's absolutely free. Download that book and follow all the steps after that. Okay, I have a lot of goodies inside for you. Take advantage of it, because everything I said here, I broke it down into pieces in executable manners. In other words, you can take action. So I've explained it to you on this video, but inside you'll find step by step how to set up your business for exactly that. Okay, so I think real estate wholesaling is a fantastic business model. I think it actually opens up a lot of opportunities for you. You can make money from multiple streams of income if you're open-minded. If you're stuck on old school, there's only one stream of income, and that one stream of income is basically dead for most people, which is basically waiting to flip the next or your first deal to make money. It's basically dead for most people. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to share with you here today. So go ahead and download that book. If you have any questions, any contributions, any thoughts, dump it in the comment box below. I would love to to engage with you. All right, and share this video with people you may know that are into real estate wholesaling. And if you can't think of anyone, just click on the share button. If I said anything that made sense to you in this video, just give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate you for being here. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated, and I'll see you on the next one. And peace.